All right, let's see if we can find anything more interesting here. Ordinalized number. What is that? Turns a number into an ordinal string used to denote the position in an ordered sequence such as first, second, third, fourth. Ordinalize 1 is first, second, etc., etc. Okay, interesting. So ordinal of number and then number. So ordinal, where's that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Returns the suffix that should be added to a number to denote the position in an ordered sequence such as first, second, third, fourth. Okay. So looks like you can use either of those methods. So ordinal of first is first. Well, 1 is first. Okay, let's just take a look at this. So absolute, so it's going to turn it to absolute. So a negative ordinal is going to be exactly the same as the positive one. That, I guess that makes sense. If number is not an integer, it's going to convert it to an integer. So that means I could take the ordinal of a float, for example, or a string. So let's try it. So ActiveSupport Inflector dot ordinal 1.2. Yep, there we go. Ordinalize 1.2, 1.2. Well, I don't think that is quite right, but that's interesting. Okay. And if you do a string, it does the same thing. So if you're 1.2st in line, interesting. What does that place you? Is that somewhere between first and second, I guess, but according to Rails, it's more like first than second. All right. So if it's 11 to 13, abs number mod 100. Okay. So 111th, 211th, 2011th. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so those differ from 1, 2, 3. I see. Okay. Otherwise, it's just first, second, third, 101st, 102nd, 103rd. Interesting. Okay. And so these are private. So apply inflections, that makes sense because, you know, only pluralize and singularize, I guess, use those. So what's this const regex? Mounts a regular expression returned as a string to ease interpolation that will match part by part the given constant. So const regex p. Okay. Interesting. Match part by part the given constant. Okay. So it looks like it's a regular expression. So it constructs a regular expression, I presume. For parsing something like that. Okay. Last part stop. So let's see where this is used. That might give me a better understanding of what really the purpose of this is. So there's 4 cases in this file, and it is private, so that would mean that it's used just the once. Okay. Oh, interesting. It's used in a regular expression for a message of another error. Oh wow, this is interesting. Safe constantize. What is this saying? Okay. Tries to find a constant with the name specified in the argument string. So module.safe constantize is module. Test unit safe constantize is test unit. The name is assumed to be the one of a top level constant no matter whether it starts with colon colon or not. No lexical constant is taken into account. C outside, module M, C inside, C inside, C dot safe constantize outside, same as colon colon C. Ah, okay. That makes sense. So it's just gonna, find it based on the top level scope, relative to the top level scope. Okay. Nil is returned when the name is not in camel case or the constant, or part of it is unknown. Okay. Blargle.safeConstantize is nil. Unknown module.safeConstantize is nil. Unknown module foobar safeConstantize is nil. Okay. Makes sense. So if you can't find it, it's going to be nil. So let's just try that real quick. So if we do a.safeConstantize, that returns our a that we defined earlier. But if we say unknown, then that's nothing. Okay. And if we just say like a lowercase a, it's nil because, that mention of not camel case. Okay, so it's going to try to constantize and rescue a name error. Ah, okay. Raise. Huh. Rescue name error, but it still raises if e.name and not camel case word dot 2s dot split colon colon include e.name dot 2s. What is that checking? Or e.name dot 2s is camel case word dot 2s. Well, let's see what constantize does to maybe better understand this. Is it right above it? Whoa, okay. Well, all right. I think that's going a little deep. I think don't want to dive into that just now, but e.name. So if it has a name, the camel case word to string split on colon colon includes the name to string. No, if it doesn't include it, and it doesn't equal the camel case word. So I'm not quite sure what exceptions that's gonna propagate, but I guess that's looking to see if the name error is, I guess it's because it's looking for the, okay, it's looking for the camel case word, and if it sees that, then it's a name error trying to constantize that, and if it's something else, then it's probably going to propagate it. Huh. I still don't quite understand what this is for. Argument error, e, raise unless e.message not missing constant. Argument error, okay. Huh. Well, I'm going to check one last thing just to see if I can figure out what's going on here. Let's see. I can go to my other tab. Let's just see if we can look at some tests. Maybe some tests will help explain what's going on there. If not, well, I'll just call it a one failure of tonight's exploration. Inflector test, okay. Whoop, did I? Oh, okay. It would look like there were two. Inflector test cases and inflector test. Wonder what that difference is. Okay, so safe constantize. Run safe constantize tests on string safe constantize. Okay. well, let's see if we keep going. Interesting. Is that coming from here? Run? No. Interesting. This is the only test. I have no idea where that's coming from. Interesting. Huh. Inflector test cases. It's probably coming from there. Okay, so let's go into test. Wait, that was over here. Okay, never mind. Let's go back. Inflector test cases. Singular to plural. Now, I don't know about you, but this seems like an awful lot of work to understand what's going on with that test, but I wonder if it's done to reduce some duplication, but I don't know. I kind of like my tests to be a little more self-explanatory than that, but you know, I'm sure there's good reason for all that. Huh. Okay. Nothing. Wow. I'm sure there's someone looking at this, screaming at their screen, saying, "Why don't you understand it?" Run safe constantized tests on. Huh. Well, I'm just going to grub for that real quick, see if I can figure it out. Well, let's go up a few levels first. Ah! There we go. That's... See, I was so focused on inflector test cases, I didn't think that they would separate them out to here. Okay. Run constantized tests on. Okay, now all right, this is more like the kind of tests I would like to see. Okay, I guess, that makes sense. Okay, this is starting to make a little more sense now. All right. I guess this is just so that if you're looking for the constantized tests and you go to the inflector test, that you see that they're somewhere else, I guess? I don't know. Run safe constantized tests on. Okay. Assert equal. With auto loading. Okay, so here's the name errors. These must be these special cases I was looking at. So assert raises name error with auto loading fixtures. Do yield raises name error. Okay. Yield raises no method error. Where's those coming from? Where is those coming from? Oh, that is great English, huh? All right, let's just see where that's coming from. Dependencies, test helpers. Okay. Just gonna look at that here. What was it? With auto loading fixtures. With loading auto. Okay. Well, I'm not really going to understand what's going on there, but auto loading fixtures. So I guess that has something to do with auto loading fixtures, something to do with running fixtures with test unit tests, maybe? or fixtures in general, I guess. Maybe they can sometimes raise certain errors, and so those special conditions, I guess, are protecting against those, maybe? No method error. Is that the method? It's argument error. So I don't see where that's being checked. Huh. Oh, there's those are the constantized tests. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to stop here. I think I've explored a few places and inflections, kind of dipping my feet in the waters of Rails and starting to understand what's going on and where things are. If you want to explain some of the things I got hung up on in the comments, feel free. I'd love to see your input. And if you have any suggestions for what you'd like me to explore, then please feel free to add that in the comments as well. And if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you really like it, and hopefully I'll see you again. Thank you for your time.